Hello, beautiful souls. I just wanted to pop in for a weekly oracle reading. This is for the week of March 10th, and also to offer some encouragement because I have heard from a number of people lately that we're feeling these energies, right? I just got an email earlier today from a member of my membership group. um, they say, I'm in one of the deepest, darkest, longest nights of the soul I feel there ever was. And just earlier today, we had a healing circle with the membership group also. And um, I think virtually everybody there was like, oh my gosh, these energies have been crazy heavy. And it was like this feeling of heaviness in the heart that many people are feeling. So I want to take a moment and speak to that. And I'm going to tell you a story and do a little bit of show and tell here. Hi, Chrissy. Chrissy says, I'm in a transition. Feel a shift coming. Yeah, for sure, absolutely, and we'll get to that because that is for sure true. Um, but anyway, I took off last week, so I didn't do a live last week because I was in Wisconsin visiting a very dear friend of mine, and we had a great weekend, did a lot of healing work on each other, and in the process, she wanted me to see this little gift shop that she likes, and I found this T-shirt, and it really spoke to me, and it's a color that keeps coming to me, and it's also these numbers 4 and 1, 414, are ones that have been coming to me ever since I started this awakening process. But the quote is from Esther, the book of Esther in the Bible, and it's perhaps you were created for such a time as this. And actually, it's a paraphrase because I looked it up, and I think they used that word creative, created. But I'm gonna post this. Here, let me just show this here. This is what I found in a different version of the Bible. And I think it speaks to us as light workers, right? As people who are here, who are spiritually awakening or awakened at this time. Because the story of Esther, she's a queen, but she's a Jew, and but nobody knows she's a Jew, right? She's kind of kept it hidden. And then if you want, I can do a whole video later on the story of Esther because I think it's really pertinent for this time. I think it has a lot of lessons. But basically what it boils down to is she's asked to reveal herself in order to save her king and her people, right? And so she's scared, but she does. She steps up to it, and it has a happy ending. But I feel like I think that just phrase, because that's kind of what helped her to get over this little hump of, I'm not sure I can do this, is just that somebody telling her, hey, maybe you were actually brought to be a queen for times like this. And I feel on so many levels that really speaks to me right now. I feel it's speaking to the collective of light workers, is that if anybody who's attained this kind of level of awakening, that I know you do if you're watching this, it's become because you're coming to yourself, you're coming into your sovereign self, your queenly self, your kingly self. Okay, and that is really a prerequisite for coming in and creating this, what the Christians call the kingdom or the new earth, in New Age circles, right? We are here to take our sovereignty and through the love of our heart, right, to actually create the new earth, the new Eden, or however you want to call it, heaven on earth, right? We have that within ourselves. And in order for us to do that, we have to be embodied here on the earth, right? Created, and it's not always easy, right? So I so feel you if you're feeling the heaviness of this, because it's big. It's like we have we have thousands and thousands of years of karma that we're, it's coming to a head right now, right? And I feel like, those of us who have this connection with higher self, no matter how, flawed it is, like, we all are human still, right? But we have this connection, we're conscious of it. And that's a gift to us. It's like we've been brought to this status of royalty. We have to really remember that the fact of us being awakened to a greater potential, right, for the world, it is really indicative of we have this kind of royal presence. And when you think of in days of antiquity, what a king or queen, what that meant, it was a sort of a sacrifice because they, even though, yes, they ate the best and so forth, but a good king or queen was the one who was a real steward of the people, always looking out for the people, looking out for the land, and doing what it took. My grandmother on my mother's side was adopted by Swedish people, and I heard the story from my mother and her side of the family that the Swedish king, um, they ate like lutefisk on Christmas because this is cod, right? It tastes horrible. But the legend is that it was a good king that realized that, that he needed to be eating pretty much the same thing as the lowest of his subjects on Christmas as a symbol, right? And so a good king was one who was willing to sacrifice and willing to see beyond, right, just the material, and to understand, the stewardship, and to really step into that role. And that I'm hoping uh, that these words will be supportive, but I feel like, we are kings and queens, and to be able to, to really recognize that is we have to go to within. We have to go into the heart and recognize that, yes, times are hard. These are hard times, and they're not likely to get easier in the next few years. And we're here for this, right? Why else are we awakened at this time? But we're here for this now. And it can be scary, but it's also like, wow, what an empowering feeling, right? I'm here for this. I have gifts, that are being revealed more and more as these times get darker. My gifts are revealing themselves more and more, and I'm speaking my as you as well, collectively, us as light workers, we own this, right? And there's so many times where I hear star seeds saying, oh my gosh, I'm from the stars, I just want to go home. And yeah, I understand, but it's like we can bring home here, and we're also of the earth, right? We own this. We own this. Okay, and so I want to share, first of all, I'm going to be pulling an angel card today. This is going to be from Melanie Beckler's Ascension Angels deck, because I feel like, it's time that we ask for a blessing here, asking for the light and all the beings of light that are here to support us is, it can be helpful to call on the angels. And also, I before I pull this card, I want to a share a technique that somebody in my group shared today, and I thought it was really, I hope she doesn't mind if I share it. But she calls it like, what did she call it? Like turning around or pivoting. Okay, and her example is like if she finds herself in a situation that's not so good, like, maybe she's going on a picnic and it rains, she really makes an attempt to, she finds something good in it, right? And she focuses on that. It's like, oh my gosh, we need the rain, the flowers are drooping, and yeah, here it is. And or whatever it is, if it's a relationship that's difficult, like find something in that relationship, that's something that's good, right? Like I had a very challenging relationship for 24 years, ended up in a divorce, but I can look at it and say I have two beautiful children that came out of that. And also it made me it really triggered my awakening. And wow, I'm so grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the role that that person played, right? So we can all do this with everything that we feel, right? Especially in these times, because that is part of what helps to bring light into the situation. That is what we're here for. We're born for this. All right. So I'm going to pull, like I said, one card here, one angel card to support us throughout this week. And the card is this. It is right. Okay. So this is just an encouragement to just take some time this week and sit down with a journal and allow yourself to just be a channel, right? Open up the mind and just ask, just allow, spirit, speak through me, and let the pen run. And sometimes you got to just let the pen, just do its own thing for a while. Sometimes it'll be a laundry list or something for a while, but after a while it'll start to speak. And if you just really open up to it, you're going to start getting wisdom and guidance. And so whatever challenges you may be facing or wonderful opportunities this week, I feel like, this is one of my primary ways of connecting to spirit, is through the pen. It's amazing what wisdom comes through, because we all have that direct channel, right, to higher mind. And often it is amazing what little words and phrases that you never would have come up with yourself, but that spirit will speak to you through the act of writing. Okay, so have a wonderful week. Remember, you were born to be free. And if you've enjoyed this message, please consider signing up for my newsletter, and perhaps joining my community. I've just created a whole new website that I'm kind of in the process, but that link is below. Hope to see you again soon.